Oopsie. Let me finish getting ready. The background music doesn't need to be that loud. Oh. And you guys are getting moved off of my shirt. Oh. I have a headache. And I still need to eat. This is still on fire, which is kind of a problem. It's hard to eat stuff that's very, 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 very hot. Huh? Okay, yep. Not ready to eat yet. Oh, goodness. Oh, I could kill that, but... What just fell? Oh, this is a booklet thing. Oh, kick off my shoes. Hello, how is anyone today? I'll say anyone because not many people are here yet. I did start like 5 minutes early. Hopefully you are doing well. I was gonna eat beforehand, but this food's practically on fire, so I will just wait until it cools off. Which means I'm going to have to mute my microphone as we go through this. We're going to go through the Q&A stuff. And then, I don't know what we're going to do after that. As you can see, I've been working on a video. All the minis that I've painted, at least for Space Marines alone. We're going to do a Space Marine part, a Chaos part, and a Xenos part. Oh, that Xenos part's going to be long, but that's the way we're going to break it down. And then Astra Militarum will be lumped into its own thing with, like, Imperium part. So, but there's a lot. There's a lot that needs to get done still. Oh, goodness. I just got all the characters done from that. So I was like, oh, let me get ready to get everything else done. And then I saw somebody was outside to do some work on a trailer, do some welding. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I should probably go out there and help. So I've been doing that since 10 p.m. And it's almost 6. But did they even talk about this Q&A? Because I didn't know they were doing one today. To be honest, I am kind of curious if they even mentioned it. They mentioned it today. Yeah, that's a great day to... That's a great way to fucking tell people when the Q&A is. Okay, and that was really it. Alright, we're still a couple minutes early, which is fine. I'm so tired. We might not do anything this afternoon. We might just watch this, talk about it, and then that might be it. I'm so fucking wiped out. I thought about maybe like playing the Helldivers afterwards, but I don't know. Oh my god, that was very hot. Oh my god, that was very hot. It's extremely hot. Let's see. 58. And we're getting close enough. They're gonna bullshit for a couple minutes. You guys don't have audio. Let's kill the background.
We've got loads in our inbox.
There we go.
It was good fun to read through them all.
Yeah, we went through hundreds of them. We got the best ones. Yeah.
All on these little cards. There's some.
Why is 11th edition so
we'll
shit?
Start right at the beginning, I guess.
No, I'm kidding.
And there's a bunch of questions about the new Orcs and the Orc Codex. Question number 1: Are new codexes cheaper now they are softcover?
That's a good question, and they are cheaper now that they're softcover. They are about a third cheaper. Depends on currency, but they are a bit less than buying the current hardbacks.
Cool.
So $40.
Can you show a size comparison between the new style codex and the old one?
Because the old
I'm so glad
codexes
you
were
asked, and I came
$60
prepared. I
piece.
actually rummaged through the
up?
archive and bought one of
Russell?
every Orc Codex
How you
we've ever
doing?
done. This is the new one. It comes in a slipcase.
Oh, that's way
and it's,
smaller.
Bijou. It's
Oh.
rolls in at like 178 pages.
I don't need
and
data
it's
sheets for
this
codexes,
big,
damn
which means
it.
it's this big
Do, like,
compared
painting
to the
stuff.
first ever Orc Codex, which came out in 2nd edition, or the 3rd edition Codex, and so on. So thicker, but shorter.
Yeah, and I think that is the thickest Orc Codex we've had, isn't it?
In terms
raw
of
page count.
sheer page number, it is by a fair margin the biggest.
Also,
and
I'm
I
eating
would
while
argue
we
is
watch.
the most packed with Orc lore and rules that we've.
How you doing,
really
Russell?
had.
Nice.
I love it. There we go. My question for you.
I need to
In the
see
summer
analytics.
preview, you showed off
There we
Codex
go.
Orcs and its new format with more lore and more lore sections for all the units. Will this new format be for all upcoming 11th edition codexes to the same extent?
Yeah, so it's a really good question. So the Orc Codex effectively
Very hot.
lays out the shape of what codexes will look like going forwards. Future codexes obviously don't have the same kinds of sections, but they have a similar sort of theme, that they have the same deep dive into the lore and they explore the faction in a cool new way. The Space Marine Codex, for example, which is hot on the heels of the Orc one soon after, explores the way that the Space Marine chapter
The fact
works from
that
the
Space
perspective of
Marines
the Space
Codex
Marine
isn't
Fortress
first is very
Monastery.
surprising.
So it goes through the different bits of the chapter keep and the librarium and the chaplaincy and stuff like that. And you can kind of explore.
Didn't... It's not live, so I'm going to pause it. Didn't, with the 10th edition box, I'm pretty sure the starter set came with codexes? Or if not, then the codex came out the same time as the 10th edition starter set. Like 90% sure on that. Kind of surprised it did not happen with all this, just because it was very, very kind of expected. At least I expected it.
Or the lore of the Space Marine chapter through that. And other codexes will do similar things with their faction.
Nice. That's pretty cool.
I might sound a little worse.
I've got a question
turn on
about
noise
hardcovers.
cancelling.
Will this format be available for 11th edition codexes? Maybe a collector's edition could be a hardcover.
Well, it's almost like I picked that one on purpose because I had seen the collector's edition for Codex Orcs. It looks exactly like this. Again, it's got a little slipcasey thing.
It's got to be
And
sold
it's
out
hardbound. It's got that lovely
instantly.
sort of green foil. It's got a sort of a fold-out thing.
That one
sort
can
of
be
clasped
$60.
shut. Otherwise, it's the same codex, but it is beautifully presented in hardback, and that's the collector's edition. So if you do want hardback codexes in particular, they'll be available.
Collector's edition codex confirmed.
There we go. And now I've got to get this back on.
That'll probably actually be like
So,
$120.
which armies, moving on to
So it wouldn't be
Exodites,
any surprise.
will be able to field the new Exodite squads in games of Warhammer 40,000? Loads of questions on this topic.
Yeah, so lots of people are very excited about Exodites. Obviously, Exodites fit into the Eldari force. So they are a
Boo,
separate sort of
elves.
subculture of Eldar, separate from the Harlequins and Corsairs and the Craft Worlds. But they do get on very well with the Craft Worlds. The Craft Worlds ride to their defense when they get invaded by Orcs and
Yeah, it's
Imperials
quite
and stuff.
heavy in the lore for some of them, isn't
They
it?
don't really get on with the Drakari at all. You can't put them in a Drakari army. So it's just
That
Craft
makes
World Eldar.
sense.
Great.
My question, which is rather important to me, will we get separate transfer sheets for Exodites? Alternatively, will Eldari transfer sheets change to include Exodite runes?
So as a fellow decal enthusiast, I could have literally asked this question
Probably.
myself. I rummaged through the Exodite box, and in it you will find Kill Team Exodite Dragon Master's transfer sheet, which contains 6 different clans of Exodites.
Oh,
decals.
that's not going to just
Yeah,
be
so you can
sold
and they've got, like,
separately
interesting
forever.
names like the Clan of the Ghost Star. A Ghost Star? I should have put my glasses on. It might be Ghost Stag. That's terrible. Yeah, 6
There's a
different
ghost
clans.
one.
Yeah,
There's a ghost one.
and they're really nice looking, and they fit with that whole Eldar sort of mythos.
I didn't know there was a transfer sheet.
Yeah, it's cool.
Do you want to see? Yeah, I do want to see. Let's steal this. Put that away for later.
Oh no, it's
It's
gone.
fine now. Is the large Armageddon terrain set available unpainted? Only small unpainted and large painted were mentioned in the preview stream.
So, if you want the same amount of terrain that comes in the ready painted Battlefield Armageddon set, then you would buy 2 of the
Let me just
Combat
take these
Patrol
off
terrain
already.
set. The reason that it's got
Y'all don't
half
need
the
to
amount of
hear
terrain is
me.
because it's made really on the assumption that you might buy the Warhammer 40,000 starter set, which contains the same amount of terrain again. So buy the starter set and buy the Combat Patrol
Oh, I was
terrain
going to
set,
say,
and you've got a
the
2,000
11th edition box doesn't have
terrain,
any terrain.
or just buy 2 of the same starter set, same terrain set.
Cool. So there's loads of ways of getting the terrain.
Yeah, basically, you just pick the one that suits your needs. That was easy, wasn't it? Good, right. Exodites again. Will there be more Exodite units released for Warhammer 40,000?
Well, the only
me
units
turn
we
them
know
up a
about
little
so
bit.
far are the ones in this box, but it is quite a flexible kit. So the kit can make your Dragon Knights, and it also makes the Dragon Masters, which make 3 different units effectively, which work as independent characters. So from that one set, you effectively get 4 data sheets worth of stuff to put
God,
into an
I'm
Eldar
fucking
army.
Cool. Great.
Just tied me over. Scream.
Are the Battlefield Armageddon kits, the unpainted iterations, compatible with other Sector Imperialis and Mechanicum terrain sets? Can I mix and match the walls, doors, gantries, etc.?
So the Armageddon Battlefield terrain sets are designed to be fully interactive with each other, but there's not specific fittings that work across our other 40k sets. What I would say is, obviously, there's a very similar sort of design aesthetic across a lot of Imperial terrains. You know, you see the same sort of industrial shapes and motifs and things. So they work really nicely alongside each other, but you won't necessarily be able to clip them into each other. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes total sense.
Perfect. Can we get some clarification on the healing keyword? Can a character model, this was asked a bunch, can a character model that has been killed be revived by a healing mechanic or character, for example, Necronoverlord dies, can he be reanimated?
Yeah, so we got loads of questions about this. Wasn't specifically a question from the preview, but since we got asked it so much, we thought we would address it. This is a topic that gets specifically addressed in the upcoming update, which is coming out in like about 10 days' time, so really close.
The answer should be yes.
And the specifics of healing and specifically characters and healing gets addressed and hopefully sorted out to everyone's satisfaction.
Great.
When the new Orc Codex releases, will Gretchen still have runt herds available as part of the unit?
Yes, they will. The grots that come inside Armageddon or the Warhammer 40,000 starter set don't have a runt herd with them, but the separate set does. So you can include a runt herd if you want to keep your grots in line or not.
So you can have them unsupervised or supervised?
Yeah, it depends how cruel you're feeling, I suppose, whether you need a runt herd. Similar question, actually. Will the Orc Boys unit go to 1 knob to every 9 boys, and can they take more than 1 special weapon per 10? Asking for my nearly 800 Orc Boys.
So the new Orc Codex, which is obviously coming out fairly soon, has a new datasheet for boys. Boys are now 1 knob for every 9 boys.
So you can have multiple knobs.
You can have multiples. And the other thing you can do is that you can effectively have 1 of each of the special weapons for every 10 of the orcs you have in the unit. So if you have a unit of 20, you could have 2 big shooters, 2 rockets, 2 burners.
That's pretty cool.
So yeah, you can have a lot of DACA in the unit, alongside all the choppers and shooters and sluggers and all the rest of it.
So if you have 800 Orc Boys, that's a lot of options opening up to you.
Yep. Even if the orcs don't win the Siege of Deathmire campaign, will they still get new toys?
Yes, Siege of Deathmire has been a fun experience for everybody to register their games with the new sets they bought and to celebrate the new edition. And all it means is which order will reveal some stuff in. So don't worry, Orc players, you'll get your treats.
But you should still try really hard to win.
Oh yeah, try and win, because the Imperium's been trouncing you. And I'm being very grateful for all the reveals.
I can tell you though,
go on.
in this week, at the moment, week 2 and week 1 were both won by the Imperium. The Orcs are slightly ahead in week 3.
So come on, the Orcs.
Yeah. So if they win that, and also
what to
all
the
of our
orcs?
Warhammer stores report
Do
Orc
what to
victories
the
on average,
orcs?
the Orcs hold them to a draw and drag
Start
Deathmire into a
Q&A.
perpetual state of unending war, which is kind of a win.
Hold on. I need this clipped.
Go on.
In this week,
Hold on.
Sorry, Orc players, you'll get your treats.
but you should still try really hard to win.
Oh yeah, try and win, because the Imperium's been trouncing you. And I'm being very grateful for all the reveals.
I can tell you though,
Go on.
in this week, at the moment,
I'm going to timestamp this, and I'm going to make it short.
week 2 and week 1 were both won by the Imperium. The Orcs are slightly ahead in week 3.
So come on, the Orcs.
Yeah. So
He said it! He said it exactly what I thought he said. What the fuck? Do what to the orcs? Keep the orcs out of jars, please. Please. We don't need white-skinned orcs. Okay, let me take a picture of the quick timestamp. I have to make that a bit. Do what to the orcs,
the Orcs
buddy?
are slightly ahead in week 3.
So come on, the Orcs.
Yeah. So if they win that, and also all of our
Do
Warhammer
not come
stores
on orcs.
report
That is
Orc victories on
unnecessary.
average, the Orcs hold them to a draw and drag Deathmire into a perpetual state of unending war, which is kind of a win if you're an Orc, right?
That's what the Orcs want. This question's got
there's
nothing
no
to
way
do with
that's
anything,
not
but
a
it's quite
clip.
funny. Will Angron ever achieve a significant victory in the lore?
So I think that's pretty harsh.
I
on
agree.
Angron. That's pretty
Fuck
harsh.
you,
So
Angron
obviously he
is
had some
best.
fairly big wins
never die.
during
The Great Crusade and
the
Heresy.
Great Crusade Heresy. He's obviously like conquered loads of planets.
Come on,
He
the orcs.
1-on-1. I think he would say
Please
he
someone
beat
quote
Ross in a
that.
fight.
Please
He
someone
would say
put
that.
it in quotes. Come on, the orcs.
He, in Warhammer 40,000, effectively destroyed one of the major branches of the Indomitus Crusade. He destroyed one of the largest astropathic relays in the galaxy. He wiped out almost every living sanguinary guard in existence. He was
That's a fair
pretty
shout.
good, right?
Yeah,
He almost killed Dante before the lion showed up to save the day. So obviously you can't kill Dante. He's got a 1-up invulnerable save, even if he doesn't want it. So
that's good.
You know, he's not going to kill Dante.
No!
He's had some
Don't do that to your
I agree.
orcs!
No more anger on the slander, please.
Please!
Would it be possible to do more designer interviews like you did for the Armageddon miniatures?
Man, I hope so. I really enjoyed doing those. The round tables with the guys from the Warhammer studio were really fun and quite illuminating.
Oh,
so hopefully,
Warhammer
yes.
Plus, Warhammer TV stuff.
Not unlike the last question. And this was asked a bunch, so I've collected some of these questions into one thing. Quick fire. Where is the Wolf King? Vulcan live. Where are you hiding Perturabo? We need a clear answer. Are we going to see the return of our Primarch Sanguinius? For the love of the Emperor, can we please get another loyalist Primarch to even the odds? Can you guys...
Why are they asking about Sanguinius? You have Russ. You have fucking the most returnable Primarch ever in Vulcan. Who else do you have? Dorn. Corvus is actually alive, and we know that for a fact, but he's just a demon in the warp. What else do you have? That's 4. Sanguinius is canonical dead. Ferrus Manus is obviously dead as well, unless he becomes like the head of the one thing. The Legions of the Damned. The Lion and Rubute are already back, so I'm missing one Primarch. It's always one. Khan! Yes, that's the one I was missing. That's right.
Okay, I'm gonna stop you, Adam. So I think we had a lot of questions about Primarchs. I think the last time we had a Q&A, we sort of hinted that
back.
maybe the
Didn't
Primarchs
do
were all
the
dead.
Black
I might have
Rage,
slightly
it would-
misspoken when I said
make
all the
zero
Primarchs were
sense.
dead. What is true is that your favourite Primarch is dead. If you're watching, whichever one your favourite one is, he's dead.
Not mine. Mine's fine.
Because Khan never died.
Is there a high Gothic name for the bolter?
So, I
There
thought there
is.
was, and that's why I put the
that's-
question in the stack.
Oh,
and
yeah,
I've
White
been
Square?
researching all around Games Workshop headquarters. I've spoken to you, went and found Wade, who is a lore master in his own right and knows everything, and we couldn't find one. So, but the question has got me on a quest. So when
Feels like we should have a high Gothic
when
name
I
for the bolter,
finally
doesn't it?
locate that name, I'll let people know. When are the updated rules for Combat Patrol releasing?
Yeah, so it's a good
Never.
question.
Asked a lot as well.
Yeah, Combat Patrol updates will
Prowess.
happen alongside the first of the monthly updates for Warhammer 40,000,
Yep.
and they will be on or around the 22nd of July.
Okay,
Cool.
not bad.
All right, so not too far.
Oh, dude, now
Does
my belly's
Red the
warm, ready to
Maw
sleep.
from Warhammer Age of Sigmar have a favourite tasting enemy to
Boo,
battle against?
Sigmar! No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I mean, one would assume elves taste the nicest, but for sheer volume, maybe is cannibalism okay with you?
I think it's
Eat another
definitely
I have
okay.
a question. I have a question for you guys as a community. Would you want to see some AOS stuff at all? I could get like one of the little AOS starter boxes. I'm just curious. That's probably something I've been willing to as soon as I get the stuff that I've promised that I'd get, like Kit Bash character stuff and the Dark Angels box. I'd be willing to get some AOS stuff and do some AOS. I particularly like a couple things from AOS, but I just didn't know if the audience crossover was there because dude, there's a lot of people who just be like AOS. Nope, I'm only 40K.
I think it's probably one.
Also, to just show you, I have been doing research. No, I closed out of a tab. No, fuck. I forget what tab that was. I'll open the tab. So I have been doing the research on other YouTubers and how they do their stuff.
Of their sort of like promotional strategies, to be honest.
Solid. So other ogres would be
cops.
my guess, because more for your more.
Yeah. I think Sons of Bahamut they've had a bit of a run-in with as well. To be
Didn't-
honest, there's a
didn't
lot of eating on one of them.
Yeah, that's fair.
He lives in Gur as well, so he probably hunts some of the big kind of mega
forget
beasts
things
that
do
roam around the
for
And I
landscape.
kind of wonder whether some of the Seraphon-ridden mounts might be good eating.
Yeah, maybe.
I'd never thought I'd be answering that question, to be honest. Right, a little bit of a dip back into 140,000.
There's going to be a lot of people.
This
that
was asked
prefer
a bunch of
40K
different
and
ways.
just
Esteemed
branching
adepts of
out
the
a little
Munitorum
bit
distribution
and
hub
helping.
Nottingham,
Let me
by
turn
the
them
absolute
down a little bit.
power of my inquisitional rosette, I request immediate clarification.
I don't want them to
Okay,
overpower
so some of
me.
these are
Not
quite
only that,
long-winded. Here's
Let me put
a
you guys
quicker
back on
stab.
my
Give it to me straight. I
collar.
can handle it. Will Imperial agents get any more support during 11th edition?
Yeah, so we got lots
I
of
mean,
questions.
we could do
about
AOS
Imperial
Sundays or
Agents.
something.
The answer is that yes, you will get more support as the new edition goes on. There's no new detachments at launch, but we do still know there's loads of people who love those kind of.
Oh my god,
cool
I will
niche
say the
bits
amount of like
Imperial
1-point
lore,
detachments.
like the Arbites
There's
and the Inquisition.
there's
Well, it's
zero.
interesting you say that. 'cause
Zero
I've
1-point
been
detachments,
Hive,
unless
and
it's like
and I'm
be a librarian
super tempted to
enclave
start
or
a
do
BT's
whatever,
army
all
one.
that stuff, and it's like
So
I
you'll
don't wanna...
continue to be able to use
I
those
don't
in
wanna-
40,000. They're not going away.
Perfect.
Oh my god, I
Will
need
ogres
caffeine. My head's
still have
killing.
two distinct cultures in the army: Gutbusters and Beastclaw.
No, they will have 3, which is Gutbusters, Beastclaws, and the Maw Seekers, which are the ogres that are devoted to the Gulping God.
Cool.
The new
Backstory
Ogre
they gave
army
the
set
new.
looks great. I agree.
Oh,
Do
I
the
know what you're
contents
talking
make
about
up a
now.
spearhead force?
Well, good news. The contents absolutely do make up a spearhead force. In fact, it gives you more than you need to make a spearhead. So if you take
I'm
the
moving
contents
you
of
guys
the
'cause
ogre
I
box
have a
set
beard
and you take
now,
out
and I don't
3
want
of the
the
gluttons,
beard
sorry,
to be
5 of the
rubbing
gluttons, that gives you the spearhead.
That
essentially
sounds like a
everything you need
typical
for a spearhead
Ultramarine
inside
backstory.
the
plus,
box.
plus some Oglins.
Yeah, spares.
I had a question about the new Chaos Dragon miniature for the Old World Warriors of Chaos. Are we able to build the model without the rider and their saddle?
Yes, the answer is yes. I actually went and had a chat to the design team behind it, and you can build the
Kit bash potential. Kit bash potential. Not been following properly. How's your Red Corsairs going? We are currently... Hold on. I'll show you. We're currently working on the 11th edition box stuff. The Red Corsairs, all the Terminators are done, but I have to still do like all the Legionaries and stuff. We were trying to get as much done as we could before we started on all the 11th edition box. As you can see, I am recording something. I'm recording talking about like all the Space Marines and stuff and difficulty in painting and all that stuff. I just did all the characters, talked about all of them, and then I'm going to do all the non-characters, which is everything else. We're going to do Space Marines first. Why is the VTube Studio thing there? We're going to do Space Marines first, then like do other stuff. We'll go into like Xenos, Chaos, Imperium, and I think that's all. I think that's all that I have right now. But we got all the characters done out of the 11th edition box yesterday, so I'm very happy with having all those done finally.
model without the Chaos Lord, the Chaos Sorcerer, or the Throne, and it doesn't leave any weird holes or anything. It just looks like a beautiful unridden dragon, perfect for representing Galrak, for example.
Cool.
I still
Nice.
say
Little
Kit
bit
Basher.
more ogres. Could we get a list of the Ogre Maw Tribes miniatures, which will be going to Legends after the Battle Tomes release?
Totally can.
Got
I've got that list somewhere.
Sidetracks
Please
by the
hold.
filer. Understandable. Understandable.
Okay, yes, we can. So, obviously,
The
this is a
11th
fairly
edition box
major,
was kind of like a
range
rush order
update for the
kind of
ogres.
thing.
There is
Try to
some
do as
stuff,
fast as I can.
Staying. There is some stuff going. I can tell you that the things that are getting a new model are the Butcher, the Hunters and Frost Sabers, the Tyrant, the Iron Guts, and the Gluttons. We've seen all those already.
Yes.
Staying in the army, so that's kits that stick around, are the Scrap Launcher and Iron Blaster, the Thunder Tusk.
Yeah, let's not
the
talk
Stonehorn,
about the
Blood
unpainted
Cult Hunter,
400.
the Man Trapper,
Actually,
the Gorges, the
399
Morpeth, and
minis. I finished
so
one
still
yesterday.
quite a bunch of stuff that sticks around. And then
I'll talk
leaving
about
the
the
range,
pile of
although I
shame
would
as
say
well
that a lot of these
when I
you could
talk
probably
about
find
when I
a sort of
finish doing the
count
other
as
half of that video.
alternative, within the range.
I just stopped recording after the
Man-Eaters,
characters.
the current Man-Eater models are going away. You could certainly use them as Gluttons or Iron Guts if you wanted to. Yetis are going.
Why are they naming models after Chat's mom? Man-eaters? Come on. That's so mean, GW. No, it's not that bad.
away if you wanted to use them as Gorges. I think that'd be a perfectly reasonable.
I've painted 26 minis. That is almost a mini every other day for the amount of time that I've been painting. So you shut your mouth.
Stand in. The Fire Bellies going away. Lead Belchers are going away, but you do have that very cool new Grell Fire Fist, which is kind of like a bit like a Lead Belcher. Nobblers. As
Also,
a unit
I'm
are
not.
going
That's
away,
not the biggest
But there
pile
are
of shame.
still Nobblers sort of sprinkled around.
Getting underfoot.
Yeah, there's
everywhere.
those. I saw a few people worried that Nobblers were going to kind of disappear completely from the lore and from the army. You do still have a few of them. So, for example, the Man Trapper has a few little Nobbler trappers that kind of accompany him. The Scrap Launcher still has Nobblers. So they work more like the goblins and the critters that kind of hang out with the crawlers that hang out with the Sons of Bahamut, rather than a unit in their own right. And then the last two are the Great Moorpot goes away, mostly because Red now carries it around with him, and the Mournfangs go away, but that's because they're effectively replaced by more Beast Cavalry.
Yeah, you make fun of me for my pile of shame. I did 300 minis in a year and a half. And that was me mostly focusing on like content
get a
minis
status update on the state of Warcry
in the past year at least.
Yeah, so we got quite a few questions about Warcry. We didn't cover Warcry in the preview. We will have some Warcry news for you quite soon. One thing we can confirm today
they won't
is there
do
are
that.
some new
Then Tau will be
rules
too
on the
well
way,
rounded.
and they will cover, amongst other things, the new Ogre War Tribes.
The only thing they
miniatures
want to
that are
have melee-wise is the characters.
This one is an old world question. Orion falling in Krollmore's trap and falling.
Also, the way I understand it for 11th edition right now, Tau are overpowered. Like, they're really, really kicking ass because their, like, sight ranges allow them to spot people early. Not only that, but, like, shooting in melee are, like, your two... Well, that's your only two methods of destruction. But you can still hide behind cover and shoot them.
In battle is a momentous...
Oh, shit. No, why did you do that? Why did you do that? Go away, extra stuff.
On detail.
Also, I did look into some of the rules for like say you got Grots or Guardsmen, and say they only hit on what the fuck are you talking about? Men kissing. Oh, that's Tom and Don. That's Blood Angels kissing. What? I just lost track of what the fuck I was saying. Men kissing distracted me so much, I lost my train of thought. All right. I remember what I was saying now. So, like, boys or whatever the hell for, like, orcs that hit on 5s or hit on 6s will hit on 6s no matter what. Like, if you're like -1 to hit, it doesn't matter. 6s will still hit no matter what. So that's kind of something that makes shooting armies more like viable in that sense.
Are there any plans to explore this event, or do you have any details you can share about it? It might be a bit messed up, but the Beastmen would 100% make a banner out of his remains, I think.
I agree. So quite a few questions about the lore of the old world, which I quite enjoy because it's something I'm really into. This was a good example of which the first thing is that, yes, he fell into the trap, but he comes back every year, so he'll probably just come back angrier the following year. And it's a nice indicator of the things that the old world team are doing with the lore. They're exploring places and themes
Tau
and
isn't very banner heavy,
before, so quite exciting to see what else is coming.
You could do
I'm
one.
really interested in more
I don't know how.
on the Three Emperors, for example.
Yeah. There is a sort of implication with Orion that before
they're also talking about AOS stuff right now.
Every sort of spring, a hero is sort of sacrificed to have him reborn, and that's kind of something that comes a lot through the kind of elf mythology, right? There's a cool book series on it, if you did want to read about it, from Warhammer Fantasy Times. There's a whole trilogy about Orion and how he comes back to life every summer and winter.
Nice, I've not read that. So my go. Without any confusion or room for doubt or question, will the new Custodes models be supported rules-wise for Warhammer 40,000 in 11th edition?
Boo,
Are they going to Legends?
Custodes.
They're not going to Legends, they will be supported. All the new Custodes plastics will be usable in Warhammer 40,000.
Boo, no one cares.
In Warhammer 40,000.
You immediately Legends Caiaphas Cain, even though he was a new model. Boo.
With all the guns and all the options and all the things you'd want.
Perfect. No confusion, no room for doubt. All there.
It makes zero fucking sense that you did that.
Are you going to sell pre-made Battle March box sets?
Are we going to sell pre-made Battle March box sets? Yes, we announced 2.
What the fuck are they talking about? Battle March box sets?
In the Big Summer preview, actually. So the first 2 are Warriors of Chaos and the Army of Grand Cathay. They are tuned to be 600-point armies. So there's information
They're talking
that shows
AOS
you
stuff.
the upgrades and things they might have. So that the idea is you can put them straight on the table and just play a game of Battle March with them right away. And we can expect there to be more.
I just don't think they want to
be a
confirm
really
if
good
Caiaphas
way,
Cain's alive still.
dipping your toe into the old world and starting playing great old world games.
Sweet.
While I very much appreciated the comparison of the new plastic Telemon Dreadnought to his Leviathan and Saturnine cousins, I would love to see an apples-to-apples comparison of the plastic Telemon to the currently available resin version.
No, but I've got 2 apples right here, as it turns out. So this is very carefully, the current
they're
resin
talking new
Telemon
Custodes models.
And this is the new plastic Telemon Dreadnought.
Quite nerve-wracking moving them around, isn't it?
As you can see, I mean, they're pretty much the same kind of size.
Maybe half a centimetre bigger.
Yeah, a little bit bulkier.
One of those is clearly painted better than the other. and you can just tell by missiles alone. And definitely also the one on the left, a little bit dusty. It's a little bit dusty. It needed to be cleaned off a little bit. The one on the right's definitely bulkier, but the one on the left had more work done in its paint job. If you look at the feet, because I know chat enjoys feet, you can see like the dirt on there. That's not on this one at all. They lazied up this paint job. There's a wash all over this mini and everything.
In places, the shoulder pads are a slightly different shape. The missiles are a little bit longer. You maybe.
I think they're redoing a lot of this stuff in plastic, so resellers don't get like the better like money. You know what I mean? I can't think of what it is. It's doing it so they can't have recaster problems, because recasters will sell this mini for $50 instead of the like 200 that GW does.
About half a centimeter higher, something like that.
There you go.
So you could definitely have both in an army very happily, but they are ever so slightly bigger.
Nice.
Can we expect the hinted at Demons of Tzeentch army list for the Horus Heresy to be similar to classic Tzeentch army lists from other games, or can we expect it? Can we expect to see some more ambiguous Ruinstorm flavor, unique unit entries and unit upgrades? And what does it mean for my Ruinstorm demons?
Right, so the way that the new Journal Tactica, which deals with Valdor helping in the burning of Prospero, it introduces the Demons of Tzeentch list. That is a separate detachment that includes a whole bunch of demons, for example, a Lord of Change and Blue Horrors and so
Zangors.
on.
All
you can use it as a
Zangors,
standalone
that's
thing.
your list.
You can also fold it into the existing Demons of the Ruinstorm PDF army.
Definitely what it would be.
So if you already got one of those, it's essentially an additional detachment that you can use with those. And it doesn't replace the Demons of the Ruinstorm, so they're two separate things that you can either use together or separately. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I imagine they're still talking AOS.
Going back to Chaos Warriors, new Chaos Warriors are awesome. Any plans for weapon upgrade packs for them?
Yeah, so we don't know the specifics of weapon upgrade packs yet, but they'd be a very good candidate for it. One thing we do know is that the kits will already have some.
They're just all like, ooh, a new way to make money.
Warriors. So if you wanted to swap line axes,
let's figure out how to do that
and stuff like that between the models. You could.
The Chaos Warriors and the Chaos Knights trade brilliantly, and who knows what the future holds.
With the upcoming release of the new Titan weapons for Legions Imperialis, there are a few missing from the list, such as the warp missiles for the Reaver, or the shoulder-mounted turbo laser destructors, an aggro Gatling blaster arm for the Warlord, or the canopy-mounted Bellicosa volcano cannon for the Warbringer, to name just a few. Will we be seeing a second wave at a later date to complete the list of all the weapons for the God Machine?
I'm sure half the reason that we make all these esoteric Titan weapons is so that you and I have to say them out loud live.
They are quite fun to say.
They are. I would imagine the team behind Legions Imperialis and Adeptus Titanicus love filling in all these interesting corners.
I was like, what the fuck are they talking about? They're talking about Adeptus Titanicus
live again at some point.
The game that two people play.
Question. Are the Necromunda gangs in the new box the same as the existing gangs, or are they variations?
Infantry.
So the new Necromunda core set has an Escher gang and a Goliath gang. They are brand new kits, so they are effectively an expansion of the current gangs.
There an all-Whammon army in there too?
You can add them onto the current gangs. The current gangs don't go away, but they give you a whole new range of...
I'm pretty sure there was.
Of characters, basically, and units you can add in.
I've never actually looked into Necromunda outside of just the two characters.
Super pumped for Necromunda. Which gangs can we expect to see rules for in the new edition? Specifically, the gangs of the Underhive and gangs of the Outland books.
I'm glad you asked. I prepared an answer. It involves folding out a sheet. Brace yourselves. I'm going to say these quickly. Gangs of the Underhive includes Dilak, Escher, Goliath, Orlok, Vansar, Cawdor, Palonite Enforcers, Venator gangs, Corpse Grinder cults, Palonite Justicar delegations, Hive Scum. Then the Luther Pattern Excavation, Automata, the Jotun Servitor Ogrin, the Rogue Doc, Ammojack, Dome Runner, Slopper,
I heard
Hive
Automata,
Watch, Clan Rat, Miliosaur, and Ripperjack. Outlands includes Outcasts, Free Ogrins, Genestealer Cults, Chaos Helots, the Mouse Strain, Spire Hunters, Ironhead Squats, Ashways Nomads, Hive Scum, Cal Jericho, and his little friend Scabs, Ozostium Aranthus, Carotid Servitor, Lady Hera, Hermiatus, Luther Pattern Excavation, Automata, Jotun, there's a lot. Jotun Servitor Ogrin, Rogue Doc, Ammojack, Dome Runner, Slopper, Hive Watcher, Giant Rat, Miliosaur, Ripperjack, Guildridge Hauler, and the gangs have their respective vehicles that you'd expect to see. That was a lot of stuff.
Jesus Christ.
Who the hell is that strapping young Goliath model we've seen in the images? Not included in the star box? Question mark, question mark, question mark.
Yeah, we got a few questions about this. There is an as yet unannounced, unreleased Goliath model in a few of the pictures up on the Warhammer community site.
More info.
Talking AOS or something.
Maybe there's more. Maybe he's not alone. Who knows?
Great.
I got a few more quick-fire Necromunda questions for you. Some of them you've already hinted at the answers for.
Necromunda.
Are Necromunda gang vehicles being retired?
No. No, the rules for those are in the gang books.
Are the Corpse Grinders, Enforcers, Chaos, and Genestealer gangs being retired?
No, I think I just mentioned them, and no. They're not.
Sweet. There are rumours circulating online that a lot of the
Sorry,
default
I've been
rules
welding
and
all
campaign
day. I'm
rules
too
are being
tired.
removed from this edition of Necromunda to make it more like a kill team game. Is this true?
No, not at all, really. No, I think it's just fair to say they're not. There's a lot to say about Necromunda and the things that are changing. We talked a bit about those gang books. For a start, the gang books are designed to exist for the entire lifespan of this edition of Necromunda. So a few people have wondered,
Isn't it
will
getting
these be
a
replaced? The answer
refresh
is no, there'll be the
next
bedrock
year?
upon which Necromunda journals that would follow will add
Horus
new
Heresy,
lore and units.
Horus Heresy,
and,
40K,
the only
then
gang which is essentially disappearing
Necromunda
for a
or
while
Kill
is the
Team,
Badlands
and then Horus Heresy
Enforcers
or
gang, and that will return in the future. Actually.
that would be every 4 years. Though.
Will Warhammer Academy be supported with subtitles in different languages?
Yes, it will. It will be supported in English, French, German, Italian, Spanish, Chinese, Japanese, and Korean.
Yes, I think that's
Is that
correct.
all?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's 8. English, French, Italian,
Don't make
German,
a joke.
Spanish,
Don't
Chinese,
make a
Japanese,
joke.
Korean. Yes. Okay.
Can you give examples of how the new Necromunda will be balanced and streamlined?
So,
It's on Necromunda.
I have to be brief.
I'm pretty sure that's all of
But
it.
the new rules for Necromunda essentially have done a couple of things. In terms of balance, obviously the team have looked.
They didn't
looked
really
to make
talk
sure
much
that
40K, which
the
is
gangs
kind of
are fun to use
surprising.
against each other, and that all the units have a use and an option that makes sense. In terms of streamlining, I think that's where it gets quite interesting. There's simple things like the save characteristic of a model now appears on its profile, which means that there's less brain strain when you're looking at your gang and trying to work out what you need to roll. There's some things such as the way that range modifiers work with weapons. They don't impact your to hit roll. So your to hit roll is straight off your ballistic skill. So that speeds up the process of making your to hit rolls. But there's some concern that this sort of thing will cause like a simplification of the game, and people have enjoyed the sort of the crunch and the depth of Necromunda. That's not the case because the range modification of weapons, for example, plays out later in the sequence, so it will affect cover saves. And then there's things like if you've ever made an insanity test in Necromunda, if you fail, the person who's
Oh my God.
taking the test essentially has this weird situation where
Insanity
they'll have
tests?
to make you do a thing with your model which has failed its insanity test, and how mean do you be? It can cause like a stalling in the game and some unusual interactions. It's just resolved now. There's a nice table. You roll on the insanity table if you fail the test, and that's what your ganger does. So the game is every bit as deep, and I think people like to use the word crunchy, as it's ever been. The team have just poured a lot of passion and care into making it flow smoothly and seamlessly to reduce the strain on your brain when you're playing, so you can concentrate on the tactics and the fun.
Sounds great.
Nice. This is a random one. Hi, what do you think tastes better, Agress Earthshade or Nuln Oil?
I mean, asking the big question.
No oil's the correct answer to that. There is no thing that tastes better than no oil. No oil is like a fine wine, while Angrax Earthshade is like a fucking IPA. I don't drink alcohol.
Questions here. I think the real answer is don't drink your paint.
That is definitely the answer.
Don't listen to them. Drink your paints.
And the worst paint
Drink your no oil.
I've accidentally had in my mouth.
It has the word oil in it. If you're American, you're required by America to drink your no oil.
Is undoubtedly typhus corrosion because it's really bitty.
Don't eat trifles,
Don't do
corrosion,
it.
kids. Don't do it. What have you?
Nice.
I've been wondering since you guys updated the Black Library app, are there any plans to make a Warhammer TV app? I'd love to be able to watch lore masters and animations on a big screen without having to jump through the hoops.
My last.
There is. I have it on my TV. I have the Warhammer app on both of my TVs. So I don't know if that's just an American thing that they've done or what, but it's been a thing. And it's on Roku. I know that for a fact. So I don't know if it's just limited to America or well, obviously the UK as well.
God, is actually the answer to this question. I went and found out you can currently watch Warhammer TV in a number of ways. You've got the web browser version that you can use on your PC or Mac or whatever. You've got Apple iOS for mobile and tablet, Apple TV OS if you use Apple TV, Google Android TV, Roku, Amazon Fire TV, and there's more TV apps on the way this year, including LG. So at that point, every TV in my house, I can watch Warhammer Plus on.
Awesome.
There we go.
That's the end of my questions.
That's the end of my questions. All that remains, I guess,
They skipped a lot of good questions.
is to say thank you to everybody that took the time to send questions in. It really was a pleasure to read through them all. Sorry we couldn't answer all of them, but there's only so much time in the day. If you enjoyed this, let us know. Put your comments in the boxes at the bottom of things, and we'll do another one if it went down well.
He's got off the map. You can't kill him, bloody goblin.
Is he dead? Let's just bring him back.
No,
Oh,
well, no, he
this
just
doesn't bring the
survived.
stream back. Wait, yes, we're back! Oh, I figured it! I figured it out! I'm back!
I also wanted to jump
Okay, I
down,
just
like
wanted to
the
do quick
goblins.
updates.
Goblins are immune to fall damage and
Goblins
stuff.
don't take full
I'm
damage.
just super tired today. I did find out how to fix that problem
Shit, I just
for when it
killed
ever
someone.
happens again.
I saw him,
I
and then he was
did
gone.
absolutely hit the wrong button.
Oh, we can go
So
on
just
to
to
the
show
bloody
a
thing.
Oh my God,
preview of
he's
what all
so
units we can talk
tiny.
about.
Go away.
Got
Go
Why is he
away.
just tiny?
all of this.
Small.
And this is
No,
just
that's my
Space
ankles.
What are you doing?
And I
Look,
think
he just died. I
that's
threw a
all
shoe
of the
at him, he
characters
died.
and regular minis.
Probably had a dead ring
And
in
then I'll
him
probably
instead,
do
I
like
imagine. Well, probably not. Probably the antlion that's showing.
then I'll probably
you,
do
little goblin.
Chaos
No.
next.
Me lucky charms.
I was my audio is fucked. Cool, lovely. Forgot about that. It automatically started playing other stuff. Lovely. Jesus Christ. I've only been doing this for a little bit. Only been doing this for like a year. But that'll be plans. I'm going to record the rest of this stuff probably tomorrow at some point. But yeah, that was really all I was gonna say. I have a headache and I'm very hot. So I just need to relax today, and I'll go out and help them do that stuff in the morning, and then I will be back to stream. I want to say 10:30, maybe 11. 11 might be better, but that'll be the plans for tomorrow, and we will work on some bases because all of the Armageddon stuff needs their bases painted or bases done, and we'll work on kit bashing the Primaris intercessors for a bunch because I don't have any of that. I don't have any of them except for one ready to be switched over to Deathwatch, and I think that'll be the plans. That, and I want to make a short video of that at some point, so I'll have to record while we do everything. But that'll be the plans for tomorrow, and hopefully by then I'll have all this out of the way. If not, then I'll just move stuff to the side, take away all the characters, put them up on the shelves, and then the characters left that don't need to be up on the shelves, those ones will stay here. We'll paint the bases on those, get those bases done. And I kind of realized the jump pack captain, or the jump pack captain, and the jump pack chaplain are the same exact height. His Crozius makes him taller, but that's it. So I'll hit you with an actual outro this time instead of accidentally hitting the stop streaming button. And so first video will be Space Marines. Probably the next video will be Xenos. Then we'll do Imperium, and then we'll do Chaos. And I think that'll cover all of my bases. Yes, because I don't have. There's a whole faction that I don't have. Oh, I guess Space Marines is a faction of its own. So that'll be plans for tomorrow and everything. I need to go find caffeine because that's the one thing I didn't grab at the grocery store earlier today. So wherever you are in the world, have a good evening and or night, and I will see you guys tomorrow for a longer stream. I did not plan on having a headache tonight, so a little bit of a shorter stream. I'm also extremely tired, so we'll see you in the next one. Bye.